Stable coins, yeah, that's where my bag at. All I really need is Wi-Fi. Get money on DeFi, mega cash on MetaMask. You better run when the runners run. Show you how to get your money up. Dollar inflated like bubble gum. Markets are jumping like double dutch. Buying up gold till I get a ton. Crypto, yeah, I got some. You better run when the runners run. You better run when the runners run.
The Bitcoin bull run is here. Get excited, everyone. It is Tuesday, October 24th, 2023, the day that will go down in infamy. Ricardo Hamilton, aka Mims, make it make sense. We told you, Ricardo. It's here, baby. Let's go.
Hey, people are doing like this to their hands. That's what they got that money feeling. They feel like some money coming in, some good things, some happening.
Right.
And yeah, we fired up, man. I mean, I think everybody in the crypto space, we've been, in this bear market, and we see Bitcoin breaking some major resistance levels and things of that nature. And obviously, when Bitcoin rises, everything else rises with it. And so we're seeing some, exciting developments in the markets right now that gets a lot of people excited, especially when they're making money. So we got a good show for you guys tonight.
What a day, guys. As Ricardo said, when Bitcoin pumps, everything else does. So we're going to break it down today, tell you how you can get positioned now and how our team is crushing it with trading. Last night, we gave out 3 calls that were spot on. So we're going to go over that. But let's first look at the big news of the day, Ricardo, is institutional buying is here. So really quick, short clip from LEO Trades breaking this down about BlackRock buying Bitcoin.
Markets are explosive with gains, and this is as revelations about the Blackrock Bitcoin ETF and the traditional mainstream media controlled by special interests are showing their bias with a 200 times overstatement of the figures used to finance terrorism by cryptocurrency. Today is an absolutely massive moment for crypto, where for the first time in a long time, it feels as though the bulls are starting to break through those long bear market resistances. You're seeing the institutions gear up for a new Bitcoin fueled future, and you can tell that certain stakeholders are very, very scared of what's going to happen next if crypto enters into a wild bull run while the rest of the economy is struggling. First things first, let's get to the Bitcoin ETF, which we all agree, and the biggest Ernst & Young fund managers agree as well, is going to trigger massive demand from institutions. That's right. If Bitcoin, which is the best performing asset class to date, again in 2023, it was the case in 2021 and 2020.
So again, guys, this isn't some YouTuber saying this. This is Ernst & Young, one of the oldest, most traditional, financial groups in America, is saying when this ETF happens, you're going to have massive demand from huge institutions. What we have seen in crypto so far is peanuts. It's basically been all retail, people like us. You don't have big institutions because they legally can't put money into Bitcoin now. Now, when this ETF is approved, hedge funds, you're talking about pension funds, retirement accounts, life insurance policies, Mims, it's going to be massive.
Yeah, it's huge. Everybody wants exposure. Why would you not want exposure, especially with the way the markets are, traditional markets are right now, knowing that it's a lot of volatility, recession, interest rates, and everything else. People want exposure to the markets, and they definitely want exposure to Bitcoin. So this definitely is huge.
Look, Bitcoin outperforms everything in its good years, and this year is no exception. And this year, most of all, there are so many portfolios that need just a little bit of relief. And so it might not seem like a lot, but an extra 30-40% compared to other investment instruments is certainly something that every single trader, every single fund manager is looking at right now. They want access. They want access, and they're going to get access to massive, massive portfolios. But check this out. We now have 2 things from the latest iShares, which is BlackRock's S1 amendment. This just came in. They've attained a CUSIP in prep for launch, and they may be looking to seed with cash this month, which is earlier than they thought. Now, according to Eric Balakunis, who's the resident ETF expert here on Twitterland, BlackRock, starting their ETF spot amendment here, they stated in their spot amendment here that they're seeding in October, right? So they're seeding it with cash right now, right? Spooky. Don't want to read too much into that, but it's great new info. And in his mind, it is noteworthy right? So BlackRock is getting ready to put cash into this instrument, and this is before the ETF is wound up. So do they know something that we don't? Yeah, they do. They know a lot that we don't. But what we know is that at a certain level, BlackRock opening the gates here will allow for a ton of new liquidity to come in seamlessly into Bitcoin. And it will most likely, as we like to think, drive up the price. It's hard not to see it doing that as gold and Bitcoin are gearing up for massive, massive pushes. And this is in the face of a new form of global instability. This is as the United States is looking to put hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars of aid through to these new military conflicts in the Middle East and Ukraine. And you better bet your bottom dollar that at a certain level, that is going to start impacting the amount of money in existence, the amount of money that needs to be printed. So should we be so surprised as we see Bitcoin with an almost 4%?
All right, Mims, make it make sense. You kind of wanted to bring in the wars here, the big economic picture of why this is the perfect storm for Bitcoin.
Yeah, we just want people to pay attention. Don't think that this is, just some little small issue or conflict that's going on internationally right now. He talked about the funding of Ukraine and what's going on in Israel. And literally Biden wants to fund World War III. That's what we're talking about. We're funding World War III. They're not talking about peace. There was actually a vote at the UN for a ceasefire. The United States vetoed against it. We're seeing, continued efforts on that front. And that affects markets. That definitely affects markets. That affects supply chains. That drives up the price of commodities, creates a lot of instability. So we have that. In addition to, we have, obviously the good news of the ETF. And then obviously talked about gold as well. Our community from day one, we've been telling people save in silver. Okay. Silver is the most undervalued physical asset on the planet. Gold and so our tier one assets, the Bank of International Settlements, zero risk associated to them. Basel III laws coming into effect, rules coming into effect where banks have to have the collateral. They have to have the assets. Central banks been buying more gold and silver anytime in history. JP Morgan sitting on over, I think it was 600 million ounces of silver. This is the time, folks, to have these assets, because when you have global instability like this is where, people are looking for safety and they're looking to hedge, and that's physical gold and silver. And of course, now Bitcoin, blockchain, because that's the future. We just saw as well that Christine Lagarde announced the digital euro. Okay. They're going CBDC. Everything is going blockchain, the interoperability, right? The Internet of Things. This is where it's going. So those of us who are so far ahead of the masses, because understand something, even with XRP or Bitcoin, it's a small percentage of people against the masses of people out there, the billions of people. It's not a lot of people that's in crypto. And like Mike just talked about, it's not a lot of money in crypto yet. There's little pumps that we've been seeing. Those are just tests to see how the market responds and see how people respond and what it can handle and what it's going through. But we're getting ready to see the wealth transfer take place in full effect as ISO tokens, ISO 200022 compliant tokens, go live in effect through the banking and central banking system, which is supposed to happen, I believe, in November 19th. Yep. ISO is going live. Okay. Woo. It's going live. So when we talk about XRP, we talk about XLM, we talk about XDC, we talk about Algorand, we talk about, was it HBAR, I think Quant, a couple other ones, DAG as well on there. I mean, folks, there are certain tokens, coins, projects, ecosystems you want to be a part of. This is part of the wealth transfer. So this is why we get so excited. This is why we over here greasing our hands like this, because we've been saving a lot of we've been saving gold. We got cryptos backed by commodities. We got ISO tokens, and we've been getting Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay. So that's, outside of land and major resources you need, commodities and things of that nature, where else you going to put your money? You got to have an emergency fund, have some cash. But in regards to preserving your wealth and growing your wealth, where is your money right now? Right? I hope you don't think that, that the bank is your friend and you leave it in the bank. And when the bail-ins come, that you're going to get your money. When there's a run on the banks, you're going to be able to get your money. No. I hope you understand it's shutting down right now. There's massive bank closures and businesses shutting down right now in 2023, but more coming in 2024. So we've been telling people the whole time, Mike, We've been telling people the whole
Bro,
time.
so yeah, I got to take a victory lap here, guys. I want to show you this, right? Bitcoin at 33,866. Let's look at the Bitcoin chart for 1 year. When was the low? When should you have been buying?
16,
November, December.
like a
Look at
2x.
I want you to look at December 5th here. December 5th. Bitcoin under $17,000. When did I make this Swan Bitcoin video to put in the Runners app that over 400 people have watched inside the Runners app? It's a little hard to see, but right here, Monday, December 5th of 2022. This is the conviction we have, guys. This is why you have to stick around when the markets are down, in the bear markets. Back here, no one's talking about Bitcoin, but we were. We were teaching our team to dollar cost average, buy Bitcoin every single day using Swan. And now we're at a 2x in less than a year, and we're just getting started. This is why you want to run with the runners.
Well, I know one thing, the purchasing power of the dollar has not increased by 2x. Okay. If anything, it might have decreased by 2x. And go ahead, Mike.
I got something to pull up. Go ahead. I got something to pull up on that.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is the whole thing that we've been talking about. And once again, folks, this is why we're on that 90-day run. I think we did a perfect timing for this 90-day run with all the instability, all the news, all the excitement, all the things that are going on. For us to be on a 90-day run right now, breaking this stuff down to you, letting you guys know about smart finance and everything else that we're doing. It's so critical and it's huge. And you guys got to like this and share this out, because people don't know what they don't know. And they won't know unless somebody tells them. The only way we find out information is somebody else shares this information with us, right? And so like Mike showed, we were telling people, hey, get Bitcoin during under 17. Now it's simple 2x. That was the right call. And it's going to continue to get better.
So this is from Anthony Papliano on Twitter this week. If you had $1 in 2020, it is worth 83 cents today. The silent tax of inflation is very real. Holding or saving your value in dollars has gone down 17% in less than 3 years. And this is just what the Federal Reserve says. This is with the fake, cooked up, manipulated numbers to make inflation look lower than it is. So what could it be really? 25%, maybe 30% of value you've lost by saving in dollars. This is just validation upon validation of everything we've been saying, Ricardo.
Yeah, no, that's huge. Yeah, I mean, this is what we've been talking about. You know, people will say, "Oh, the dollar's not going anywhere, and you're spreading FUD and all this and that." And listen, the dollar isn't going anywhere. We probably still will be using dollars for the next 50 years. But what will the purchasing power of the dollar be? You won't have enough dollars to maintain your standard of living right now at this rate. And understand something, they want to print more money, folks. Oh, we don't just want to give $100 billion to Ukraine and Israel. Oh, there's more following behind that. Not to mention the billions we've already given to Ukraine. Not to mention when we really get into this recession, what they're going to do, what they're going to decide to do to pull us out of this recession and the massive money printing at that time. Folks, there's so many variables and dynamics. This is a powder keg that's ready to blow. It's that last straw on the camel's back, and that's it. The house of cards is coming down. You're seeing the system collapse right before your eyes, but there have been strategic infrastructures being put in place for this time. And we're in that position with blockchain, with precious metals, okay, and with a lot of the networks and resources that we have and been using this whole time.
So let's look at some solutions, Ricardo, of what we're doing with our team. Infinity Pi is up again today. We're at $1.19. This is only our third day of 2.0. So right now, the income I'm making every day is $94. And now that I have this income stream, I'm going to be taking this income that I'm getting daily and putting it into the market to buy the cryptocurrencies that I want. The ISO tokens Ricardo talked about, more Bitcoin, more Infinity Pi, more debt tokens. Guys, this is the time to pay attention, okay? It's not time to sleep. It's not time to rest. It's time to run. Going back to the mindset video we did yesterday. Are you a lion or are you gazelle? Are you ready to hunt or be the hunted? That's what you have to decide right now. And we have been teaching you guys. Say that again.
I was going to say, yeah, this next bull run is, I think it's going to be AI is going to be big as well, and DeFi. DeFi is definitely where it is because smart contracts. When people understand really what smart contracts is, that's why we're big on XDC as well. But people understand the power of smart contracts. Okay, DeFi season is going to be phenomenal because anytime you can eliminate and remove, human error and fraud and scams and things of that nature, and put a real ecosystem in place that benefits people. I think that's what we're going to see here going into 2024. It's going to be DeFi season. But yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, and that's what we have here with Infinity Pi is decentralized finance. This has been verified and gotten the authority certification from Avi.ai that this is as safe as a smart contract can get. The administrators have thrown away the keys. There's no way to change the contract. It cannot be undone for 10 years. So this protocol is locked and will continue to operate exactly as it has been for the last 3 days for the next 10 years. Now, the Telegram group was on fire last night. People who have never traded before getting 50, 60% gains. So we gave out 3 calls last night. As everyone was excited about Bitcoin, when Bitcoin goes up, what does it have to do? It's going to go down a little bit. So we shorted Bitcoin for 42% gain. We shorted BNB for a 53% gain, got in at 233 and got out at 230 using 50x leverage with a stop loss. And the big one, the Litecoin short, 89.9% using 50x leverage, guys. And we've been teaching you guys how to trade decentrally using Pika every Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time on Zoom. So we're giving you guys the solutions, the keys to the castle for wealth, and then throw on top of that everything we have with Smart Finance for your credit to pay off your debt, save money on healthcare, taxes, everything you need. We have inside the Runners app. Mims, make it make sense why people got to take action right now.
Man, the Runners app, folks. I'm telling you, if you're not in the Runners app, you need to get into the Runners app. You're gonna want to share the Runners app. There's some things coming, some changes coming, but we get excited because we put things in place and we got a platform. We have, a plethora of resources that literally touch on the critical points that everybody should be taking care of. And if you're not taking care of those points, we got the solutions for you. We have the systems for you, right? And so this is why it's so exciting to be doing what we're doing in this time, providing this information, providing these resources. And we talk about, of course, if you want to increase your passive income in life, you got to increase your passive impact in people's lives. And so when we tell you guys, get into the Runners app, get into the Facebook group, and we show people, look, we're making money on both ends. Bitcoin goes up, we're making money. But we also making money if we shorten Bitcoin and it goes down, but we still got our actual Bitcoin holdings as well. So we holding it, we trading it, and we found a real solution, folks. This is something that me and Mike been looking for some time, where we got some real signals, and we want to do this decentralized because, we didn't want to do the traditional way. We like decentralized platforms, right? So we want to find a way to trade decentrally. We found it with Pika and other protocols. We were like, we know how to trade. We know how to use our signals and things, but we need something to just kind of make it more duplicatable, a system. You know what I'm saying? And then we found the next company that allowed us to get signals, automatic signals, and we put that together, and it's huge, folks. The results that we're having, you already seen that Mike is showing. We've been having these results since we've got started. The system that we have in place is working, and I'm excited about it because those who are taking advantage, like Mike just showed, we're winning. We're winning, and people are going to continue to win. If they're using this system, decentralized. So it's an exciting time.
And just to remind you guys, we're going live at noon every single day. You can catch the replays when you get off work or whatever. But Mindset Monday, Tech Tuesday, Wealth Wednesday, Trading Thursday. That's where we go over the peak of trading. And then Freedom Friday to keep up to date with all the propaganda and mainstream news lies. So you guys are well educated and know what the truth is. I do want to play one more short clip, Ricardo, just to again show you guys the institutional buying that is coming.
Got the institutions, and what are the tools that the institutions use to trade? Well, they use options, they use CME futures, not Binance futures, they use CME futures, they use Coinbase Spot, and now the options are in the race. So BTC call options, open interest just hit 10 billion. At the peak of the 2021 bull run, it hit 9.9 billion. Okay, what is that showing you? It's showing you that there's a new kind of buyer here. It's not the same little shrimp buyer that we saw in 2021 in the bull market. This is a different kind of market. And when this player comes to the blackjack table, it's like, let's put it this way. It's like when you go to the blackjack table and you're very happy, you're playing on a $25 blackjack and you're playing and you're playing and you're playing. And then all of a sudden someone comes and sits down, and what does he do? He puts down his stack of $5,000. It's like you look at him, you say, bro, we've been playing on this table for like a couple of hours. We've been having fun. We've been ordering drinks with our $50 chips. And you come here and you put your $5,000 down. I know a lot of you have experienced.
So that's us, Ricardo, right? The retail investors. We've been in crypto since 2017. Even as much money as we put in, it's peanuts. It's pocket change for what Blackrock, Fidelity, Vanguard, life insurance corporations are going to put into this market. I mean, it's going to make the money we put in look like peanuts. And now is the time, guys. From now until June, you got to get positioned because the big money's coming, the Bitcoin halving, and you got to take action right now. We're going to jump to this part.
I look at what I saw yesterday. The market is pretty much telling you one thing. It's telling you that the ETF is days away. In fact, some of the rumors that I've heard, I don't want to say this, I'm going to say it, but this is a rumor. It could even be today. But if it's not today, it's days away. What the institutions are realizing is that the ETF is actually days away and that they don't have exposure or enough exposure to this asset class. And what you can see is you can see in the search data that these guys are starting to search the term Bitcoin ETF because it's becoming a reality. We saw Larry Fink talk about it last week. We saw Mike Novogratz talk about it last week. We saw Kathy Wood talk about it last week. We saw Fidelity talk about it last week. Now we're getting the SEC themselves. Hester Peirce, who is she's a Republican, one of 5 SEC commissioners. She went on yesterday and she said,
I can say that generally the agency has not been very good when it comes to anything related to Bitcoin or other crypto assets. And look, I hope that every day I hope that they'll wake up and they'll think, you know what, we need to take a more productive approach. That hasn't happened yet, but I'm of course hoping that it will.
So she carried on in that same interview and she said, look, I've been talking about this for 5 years. I've been saying for 5 years that we should actually approve a Bitcoin ETF. She said, I can't actually comment on whether or not we're going to approve this one. But I think you can kind of see in her face, when you watch the interview, you can kind of see in her face that what she's saying is, she's saying that there's an approval which is very, 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 very close.
So again, that's one of the SEC commissioners basically admitting our commission has been idiots handling Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, which we have covered extensively, the SEC clown show when it comes to debt and XRP. Mims, anything you want to add before we get to the iShares Bitcoin Trust?
Yeah, so the thing that stuck out to me is time, folks. We don't have as much time as you might think. Yep. And that's the thing. This is why we've been saying, I'd rather be 1 year or even 2 years too early than 1 day too late. It doesn't matter if it happens today or next month. The real question is, are you ready for when it happens? People say, well, when is Bitcoin going to hit 100,000? When is gold going to hit 10,000? When is silver going to get $100? When is XRP going to do this? Listen, it's not about that. That's the wrong mindset. The real question is, are you ready for when it happens? Because now we're dealing with inevitabilities, essentially, at this point. Okay? So you just want to make sure you're in position. A lot of people think we have more time than we have. And you don't want to be caught on your back foot. You want to be proactive. You want to be on your heels. You want to be ready to take action. You want to be in position. So that's what you should be receiving.
Amen. Amen. All right, last one here showing that the name for the ETF, one of them has been picked.
Paused this yesterday. And why did I say yesterday? That it looks like we are just days away. So what caused this thing over here? This little pump right here. Okay. What caused this pump right here was this tweet over here. And the tweet was from Eric Balchunas, who's the Bloomberg ETF analyst. And what he said yesterday, he says, look, it looks like Grayscale have actually registered a ticker symbol for their ETF. And the ticker symbol is IBTC. So, basically what happens is when the SEC prep you to launch an ETF, you got to go through a whole lot of formalities. And part of the formalities is you got to register with what they call a CUSIP, a CUSIP, in preparation for launch. And then you get a ticker symbol, which they've now got, which is the IBTC ticker symbol. Then what you start seeing is that they need to start seeding the ETF. Now, what does seeding the ETF mean? Seeding the ETF means that what they have to do is they have to actually start buying some Bitcoin on the open market and actually start seeding, putting some Bitcoin into the ETF, almost like to get the ball in motion. And that's what we saw yesterday. So we saw the IBTC, ticker launched. Then we saw an amendment that reveals that in October seed. Okay.
So again, just wanted to give you guys from multiple perspectives, LEO trades and crypto banter, is BlackRock is in. They're buying in October. They've picked out, the iShares ETF has picked out its ticker. The institutional money know it's coming. They are having FOMO. Institutional FOMO, Ricardo, is something we have never seen. The trillions and trillions of dollars about to come to cryptocurrency, the blockchain space, decentralized finance. And we have been here screaming from the rooftops, from the mountaintops for the last 3-4 years. And it just feels so good to get vindicated, brother.
Look, everybody looking for yield right now, man. Everybody's looking to make money. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things going on and people need something. And so this is huge. This is huge for everybody that's in crypto and Bitcoin and precious metals. I mean, everything right now, what's going on, it's been huge the whole time. But it's like I said, is you don't want to be at the last minute trying to get Bitcoin and gold and silver and XRP. We've been telling you for years. For years, we've shown you systems to put it on automatic, $25 a week, right? Whatever it is, we've shown you to get 1 ounce of silver a month. We've shown you how to just slowly build up this portfolio over time. So now you have a nice nest egg. So when the big institutional money comes in, the trillions of dollars, you're sitting pretty. Okay. So I'm pumped up. I'm excited. Like I said, this is, I didn't just put this hat on for no reason. It's 2024. It's a massive wealth transfer. Okay. This is going to be the beginning. This is a shift with that inflection point in the global economy. It's almost like a 9/11 event. Massive wealth, 6, 7, 8 figures. New millionaires are going to be created 2024.
Yep.
Even right now, especially in 2024, it's going to be huge. So we're just telling you. We're just telling you the assets you need to have.
Yeah, and if you guys are watching this live right now, give us the hashtag DeFi, hashtag DeFi, DEFI. That stands for decentralized finance. Okay. That is what we teach you guys how to do inside the app, inside the Thursday training Zoom. So hashtag DeFi, share this out, tag a few people. Okay. Ricardo, I still see these people who think Bitcoin isn't a real thing. Like, these have got to be some of the most ignorant, uneducated people I've ever seen in my life.
Not everybody's
Like,
gonna make
it blows my mind.
You know, there's a saying, somebody got to flip the burgers. That's what they always say. Now, the funny part is that they got I saw a couple of videos. Amazon got robots, a few tens of thousands of robots working in their stuff right now, folks. I've seen the videos with the AI flipping burgers. I've seen the videos with the AI making drinks. Okay. Yeah. They don't really need you anymore. These major corporations, they can replace you just like that. They already have it's already ready. So I tell you, it's really going to be feudalism. They were already eroding the middle class. The middle class was already getting eroded. They're talking about people who making 100,000 right now living check to check. Okay. We over $33 trillion in debt. They coming after that for those United States citizens, for those who are United States citizens. They coming after that tax money. You're going to pay for it one way or another. They're going to get you. And they're coming out with their central bank. They're going to come out with their digital currency, folks. You don't have a choice. You don't have an option in the matter. They're coming out with it. Now, those of us who've been strategically making preparations against that to give us our freedom, to give us some liberty, right? To give us more options and choice, then you've been doing what we've been doing. We've been talking about this for some time now. Same thing with setting up your trust, right? Or even becoming a state citizen. We've been talking about that. You know, we did the video on that with Kelby. We're in the process now. You know, I mean, what's important about getting wealth is knowing how to secure your wealth. Okay, knowing how to secure your wealth, and if you are under their jurisdiction, if you they property still, you state property, government, federal government property still. Okay, what you own is what they own. They coming after it to shore up the banks, to shore up this system, to pay for the wars, to pay the loans and the debt, whatever it is, they coming. So I hope that you've been listening, and I hope that you take advantage of the information that we've been sharing with you and get in position, because you still have some time. There's definitely still some time. There's a lot of variables out there. Okay, so nothing is 100%. It can go either way. But you want to give yourself some options, and you want to diversify, and you want to have a plan in place. And so that's why we're on that 90-day run with Smart Finance. That's why we've been talking about state citizenship versus United States citizen. And we're talking about, you know, precious metals and digital assets. So, folks, we putting everything here for you. Everything is here for you. There's nothing, no stone unturned.
Amen, brother. Fire live stream. Again, guys, the free app, runwithrick.com to join with Ricardo, richdaddy.org if you want to join with me. Either way, you're going to win. Again, this is our 90-day run for smart finance and trying to get as many people to financial freedom. We also have a new video in the app under smart finance for the health matching account. So you're going to want to go there. Everyone needs this. Make sure you watch it and take action to get started with it. All right. We will see you guys tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time again, documenting the journey and helping people to financial freedom.
Yep. Wealth Wednesdays, folks. Tomorrow, Wealth Wednesdays. It's going to be good.
Let's go. Lace up. Let's get wealthy. Peace.
On my cash stack, high yields on stable coins, yeah, that's where my bag at. All I really need is Wi-Fi, get money on DeFi, mega cash on MetaMask. You better run when the runners run, show you how to get your money up. Dollar inflated like bubble gum, markets are jumping like double dutch. Buying up gold till I get a ton, crypto, yeah, I got some. You better